Good morning everybody, good afternoon, whatever, just hello. Today I'm going to speak about moving to London, how I did it, how I found people to live with, what I used, and yeah, everything about that basically. So I used a few probably quite well known sites or apps. So I used Zoopla, Rightmove, On the Market, that one didn't have as much on, and Spare Room as well. So last year, so 2020 October, I moved to London. I moved in with two people I didn't know at all. Turns out they're both great and I'm living with them next year. What I did was I searched for people on Spare Room and also places as well, because I wasn't really sure like what I wanted. So I made a profile for myself which included my age, what I was looking for, what I was doing in London, and kind of tried to find people that matched that. I set up the profile so that people who were renting rooms or people that were looking for people to live with could, you know, look at my profile and message me about it, or I could message them and they could look at my profile and decide whether they wanted to reply or not. But it's a really, really good thing to do, because I think I quite soon realised there's certain people that I wouldn't want to live with on there. You know, just certain things like I didn't really want to live with people that weren't at a similar stage of life to me. I didn't really want to live with lots of couples. That's what I did. How I found the flatmates now is I think they messaged me and then messaged a few different people that they just thought would suit them or were similar life stages, doing a master's or just similar, and then we messaged back and forth suggesting like what we wanted from a house, whereabouts in London we wanted to live, how many people we wanted to live with, you know, if they had any people I didn't want to live with. But yeah, you can kind of advertise on your profile what you are like as a housemate and what you kind of want as a housemate, because I guess you kind of just assume you want someone nice, fun, well maybe you don't even want that, just nice, easy to live with, tidy, clean, whatever you want, you can specify. Yeah, so they messaged me, we had communications back and forth, and then we did a FaceTime. On FaceTime, we just spoke about like what we wanted and just kind of got like a gist for what we'd been doing and just basically whether we liked each other. And luckily, they both liked me and obviously I liked them, and we all agreed to search together. They actually didn't know each other before, but they did go to the same uni, so they had a mutual friend. But a good way to get your name out there that you are moving or wanting to move is to use social media and just say, look, I'm looking for a room, or I'm looking for housemates to move to London at XYZ date. I think that's a very, very good way to do it. So that's how they did it. And then a mutual friend, so I think it was Facebook they did it on, connected them. Yeah, also apparently people do it on Facebook Marketplace too, selling rooms or whatever, but personally I haven't done that. From there we looked around South London area, because that's where we all wanted to live. We weren't too fussy, but we did all want to be kind of on the northern line because it's suited for masters or for work. But yeah, so they were kind of like where we were looking. And then on Zoopla and Rightmove were the main ones we used. You can narrow down your search, so you can limit your search to the area you want, how far away out of that main area or main postcode that you want to go to, and then you can specify how many beds you want. You can specify whether you want it furnished, unfurnished, when you want to be able to move in by. So on Rightmove you just click to rent, you choose, so we chose Clapham Common, Southwest London as a general area, radius within 0.5 miles, so that kind of stretches, you might not even know the area, so to like Balham, Tooting, Clapham North, maybe Brixton, maybe Stockwell too. We put our price limit in, and then bedrooms as well. Then you can specify property, whether you want flat or a house, and then you can also choose, like I said, furnished, long-term rent, short-term rent, whether you're a student, which is also something to bear in mind, because if you are not a student, you pay council tax. If you're a student, you don't pay. So if you are living with people that are students, they get you like a bit of a discount off of the council tax, but you do have to pay the rest, something to bear in mind. Also, you can choose like your must-haves. So like whether you want a garden, whether you need parking, and also you can choose on this one whether you want a house share, which means, you know, if you just want to rent a room, it's a lot easier to do that, but you just might not know the people you live with, or people might not be bothered about interacting, unlike student houses, which is what I was kind of used to in like where my undergrad was. All bills and everything are included, whereas here I pay for my part of the flat and bills on top of that. I would get in contact with lots of different estate agents, give them your name, your number, what you're looking for, and they will call you quite a lot, but it's worth it because, you know, they send you links to places. You want to make sure you've got all the options coming in, so it is definitely good to look on all of those sites I said about. And I'd say, I know it's quite obvious, but always be nice to them, because, you know, they can decide who they want to have, and they'll just send the other people an email first with all the information on it. And then top tips for when you found somewhere: ring as soon as you see a place, because they go so quickly. And things like viewings, people view them that day, or they view a video and they put an offer in. So it is always something to bear in mind when you like somewhere. If you really like it and you think it's perfect, go for it. When we went viewing houses, there's always good questions to ask. For example, about the neighbours. This morning I was woken up at like 5 AM by a baby next door, because their walls are really thin. We never asked about neighbours in this place, so always ask about the neighbours if you do a viewing and their housemates are there, or see if you can contact the landlord or contact the tenants that currently live there. Also ask about energy efficiency. So for example, this place, what we learned is that it doesn't have double glazed windows, so as soon as we turn the heating on, it all disappears. Also, I would just ask if there's any current issues and if they're going to be sorted, when they're going to be sorted, just so that you kind of show that you are on it. What furniture you do get to keep and what people have brought before. So in this place we got bed and cupboard, whereas I needed to get my own desk, whereas I think the next place we get desks that are in there. But it's just other questions to bear in mind to work out, you know, what you're going to have to get and spend. And because when you are looking at the area, I would definitely, even if you can't view it that day or view it whenever, I would have a look around the area, see if there's a big shop nearby. That's a big one because we don't have a car, so we walk to the shop. So if it's really far and you've got loads of stuff, you don't want to carry it. For us, we wanted some local bars and pubs and things, just so that every time we go out, we don't have to get some form of public transport. Just makes it a bit easier. Also, when you're looking online, look at the floor plan and the size, because looks can be deceiving. So lots of people have, you know, taken the angles really well. So when you get there, the room's actually way smaller than you think it is. So if there is a floor plan, definitely have a look at it, just to make sure that you know kind of what you're going into and you don't waste time viewing places that you don't have enough room for, say a desk if you want a desk. Or also with location, it is really important to work out how close you want to be to things. So another thing that we had was that we wanted to be near the Northern Line, and we wanted to be able to walk there. We didn't want to have to get a bus to get the tube, because you know it just adds more money and more time in your day. What I always do is I always check to see how far like the house is or flat is to my work, which I can currently walk to, and then also uni. Also for me, like going home, like I wanted to be south of London so I could get home more easily. My main things I would say is be aware of your own budget, the area that you want to be in, that budget, and see if you can kind of match those, or maybe work out what you need and what you want kind of, and try and find a balance. I would say be prepared to search for a long time. It is fun searching when you don't need to, but as soon as you're like, oh, I need to move, it is a bit more stressful. Work out like if you want to live with people you know, if you want to find people that you think you'd get on with to live with, or whether you're happy just finding a room in a shared house. Be quick. If there's something you like, go view it, put an offer in, just be quick, because the pace is so fast in London. Hope you enjoyed, hope you found it helpful. If you do, please do like and subscribe, or if you want to see more like it, I'm going to do a London series. I might do a current tour of my flat and also the new one that we're moving into, obviously if my housemates are fine with that. But yeah, if you want to see more to London, anything, let me know.